Welcome to the World United. Welcome to the World United.
Our next speaker for the session 2 is Julia Paulette Hollenbery. Julia is an international author, mystic, therapist, and body worker. She's a healer and facilitator. The Healing Power of Pleasure: 7 Medicines for Discovering the Innate Joy of Being. This is her book, and it will be published in September 2021. Over 30 years, she has guided countless clients to deep confidence for satisfying relationships, meaningful work, and a passionate life. She sees people in a way they have probably never seen before, profoundly with acceptance and love. So, our wonderful speaker today, Julia Paulette Hollenbery. She's an international author, mystic, therapist, body worker, and healer. And today her topic is resilience and reconnection, love for what is. Round of applause. Please welcome Julia.
So welcome Julia Paulette Hollenbery to give you a presentation. Over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I feel really very welcomed, and it's also been a pleasure listening to you all so far this morning. Really, I am appreciating what you're all doing here.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
So, 2020, we find ourselves in. What a crazy year, really, of crisis and challenge. And the question for all of us is, how are we coping? How are you coping? What's helping you to cope? Is your spirituality helping you to survive and navigate this unusual terrain? Well, lots of things are not the way we want them to be. Obviously, the sustained crisis of COVID and lockdown. And then all the associations with it, all the mechanisms of coping, the masks and the vaccines and the news and other people's opinions and responses. And ordinary life continues, and there's difficult stuff there. People get ill, people lose jobs, the roof leaks when it rains a lot. And there's the big, huge planetary environmental crisis looming. There is biodiversity loss, melting ice caps, imminent runaway climate disaster. And when things are not the way we want them to be, usually, often, ordinarily, we ignore them. We get angry with them. We get afraid. We get busy. We get stressed. We panic. We wake up in the middle of the night. And I want to suggest that our solution for creating resilience, your solution for creating resilience, is to be much more present to what's going on. Perhaps easily said, really not so easy to actually do in the minutes and the hours and the days and the weeks. It's to really be with, to really notice, to really feel, to really experience what's happening for us. And this is the technology we can use to save ourselves and our planet. So today, I would like to share with you 3 ways that you can create resilience through reconnection to your physical body, to your immediate environment, whatever situation you find yourself in, and to the natural world, to the planet, to the earth. So, first of all, the body. The body is where life takes place, yours and mine. It's lived here in this fleshy physicality, in this warm, cold, painful, pleasurable, three-dimensional body. It's not always easy to be here. Often things are uncomfortable. And then we want to be somewhere else, be distracted, jump out of our body. Not notice. That's much, much, much easier. Trauma is not just the big dramatic things that happen to us. Trauma is when there's far too much to do in a single day, every day, when everything is too much, when everything's overwhelming. And that's how it is for most of us right now, especially now. So the first thing that we need to do in order to come back to be with our own body is to be grounded, is to get really resourced. And you can do that by really feeling your feet on the ground right now. Or really feeling your bottom on the chair or on the earth. Or really feeling your hands, one touching the other, or your hands touching your legs. Can you feel the contact of the wood or the earth or the flesh? Can you feel your hands and your feet and your bottom? This is getting resourced. This is the place to begin. And now I'd like to invite you to have a little experiment with feeling uncomfortable, just a little one. So I invite you to scan your body and notice some place that doesn't feel easy. It's going to be different for everyone. Maybe it's your shoulders or your jaw. Maybe it's your lower back. Maybe it's your cheeks. And start to bring your attention to that place and just notice what's there. Does it ache? Is it painful? Is it sharp? Is it dull? Does it feel like concrete? Does it feel like cardboard? And I encourage you just for a moment to welcome those sensations, invite them in. Be willing just for a moment to experience them fully. And maybe there's an emotional connection with it. Maybe connected with that part of your body is anger at your boss or your partner or your children or your neighbors. Just feel exactly what's there. Let it be as big as it needs to be just for a moment. And then let it go. Have a few big breaths and you can move around if you'd like to. You certainly don't need to. I'm enjoying having a wriggle in this moment. And I invite you to check if you feel perhaps a little bit more peaceful and simple and quiet and real. So the second place is wherever you find yourself. We can use or make use of or contribute to any situation. So you might find yourself in your car. So I would like to invite you in your car to bring your attention to your hands on the steering wheel, to the sensation of leather or plastic, whatever it is that you're in contact with. To bring your attention to your legs and your feet, to the metal of the pedals, and to your head and neck, and the mirrors. You see, you might not think of your car as being alive, but it certainly does have a kind of aliveness. And the better your relationship with the car or the sofa or wherever it is that you find yourself, the better you will drive, the better you'll do whatever it is that you're doing. Or another example, maybe you're in your kitchen and you've just cooked and you've eaten, and there's the pile of washing up to be done. And it's easy to be annoyed at the washing up, for it to feel like yet another chore that you need to do. But if you can make the shift to welcoming it, to enjoying the sensation of the hot water on your hands, to the fluffy suds, you know, with their rainbow colours and light, to the material that the plates are made from. Where did that material come from and who made those plates? To creating increased order. Then you're in the process of transforming the mundane into the magical, and everything can be transformed. Now, none of us are going to be able to do that all of the time, but if you can bring your attention to just one task today, that would be fantastic, and see what it does for you. Now, the earth is really suffering from a lack of appreciation and care. We seem to have forgotten our role as sacred custodians of the earth, and it's become for many people a commodity to be farmed and fracked and plundered, to be used for profit. So the antidote, yet again, is to become really present to what is. Could be the dog that's snoring at your feet while you're working. Could be the blue sky, or the autumn sunshine, or the worm on the pavement as you walk to school that you really carefully lift out of the way so that somebody else doesn't squash it as they rush past in their very busy day. It's our childlike appreciation for the ripples of light on the water, for the green of the leaves, for whatever is here that will make the difference. It's not just social action intervention that will make the change. It's not just a reduction in our carbon emission levels. It's bringing our attention to what is that will make a deep, a profound shift that will reconnect us to the soul of the world, to the anima mundi. And in return, or in exchange, or in the moment, it gives us something. So I would like to encourage you to either plan ahead or to be spontaneous in the moment. To open a window in which you can pay attention. You see, my friends, the real resilience is available anywhere and at any time, and it costs nothing. It's to return from your thoughts of time past and time future, of what has happened and what might happen, the cause and the effect. Our resilience is our ability to reconnect with what's happening right here and right now. And as we do so, a really deep magic takes place. Our body wakes up. The situation, our surroundings wake up. The natural world wakes up. We come into contact with our soul and the world's soul. Spirituality is not something that's above. It's not something disconnected from the mess or from the material. spirituality is within the substance of life. It's hidden inside everything. And when we pay attention, we open up the ordinary to the nourishing resource of pleasure, to the real aliveness that can be present. And in the intimacy of that relationship, we are transformed and the world is transformed. Nobody, I imagine nobody, can be with everything 100% of the time. But if you can try 10%, 20%, 30%, any percent is great. I mean, no effort is ever wasted. No attention is ever wasted. And in this way, we are contacting the deep inner resources. And I believe that together, individually and together, we can make a great, positive difference.